Look at this transformation of mine. So here's the starting point and here's the end result about a decade later. So I have made in this time frame numerous mistakes, and today I will share the top 10 mistakes or fitness regrets of mine. In reality, this transformation, it should have taken max, I would say 5 years, but not a whole decade. So make sure to watch the video. I will share here some very good information. So I will classify it in nutrition. So I will give you 5 nutrition mistakes and then 5 training mistakes. Let's start off with nutrition. So nutrition, number mistake was excessive bulking and calorie cycles. The mistake that I did make in the past was bulking way too aggressively. I ended up getting fat, gaining too much body weight on my frame, and then I proceeded to cutting down. And I repeated this cycle numerous times all over again. And more or less after finishing each cycle, I did make just a tiny bit of progress, but there were many wasted years here. So the correct strategy would be to have a very long bulk. Minimum, my recommendation is 1 year, 2 years even better. And only then cut down, but don't cut down to excessive lean amounts of body weight also. So balance is the key. Nutrition mistake number 2 was dirty bulking. So I had a couple of times where I didn't count any calories and I was just dirty bulking. So I was stuffing myself to increase the strength, increase the bench, and I did end up looking like a balloon. And then I was forced to do a very long cutting cycle. So again, I had times where I did cut for 8 months or even a complete year to get back to a very lean physique. And it's time wasted. A complete year just written off of making any strength gains in the gym. So that correlates also with mistake number 1. Like I did mention, I bulked way too aggressively. The point is, when bulking, you only need to gain like 100 to 200 grams of body weight per week. That's it. But I had times where I was gaining half a kilogram per week. Hell, I even had times where I did gain 1 kilogram per week of body weight. Crazy. And over months, it adds up. And I was looking shredded, and I'm looking like 6 months later in the mirror, I'm fat. So, controlling the bulk is the key. Nutrition mistake number 3 was being a vegan. So I did think at that time that veganism is the way to go. It's the most healthiest choice, but it didn't agree with my digestion system, especially when bulking, when consuming many calories. I had there numerous problems. So being a vegan wasted 1 year of progress, maybe even 2 of mine for sure. So the key is balance, like always. Take the best from animal sources, take the best from plant sources, combine them together, what suits your digestion system the best, and that's it. Move on with your life. And I have a complete breakdown of why veganism is not a choice, especially if you are interested in bodybuilding, increasing strength, increasing muscle mass, all the good stuff, and you have to consume large amount of calories, even protein. You can check out the video on my channel. Now, nutrition mistake number 4 was messing around with prolonged fasting, aka the snake diet. You see, prolonged fasting, it works, there's no debate about it, but it's not meant for people that are already at normal body fat levels. If you are even 20% body fat, 25% body fat, you don't need to mess with prolonged fasting. You can do a normal cutting approach and you will lose the fat. I also have a full video on my channel where I'm breaking down why prolonged fasting is not the key to go. For normal people, it should be reserved for the very obese individuals. We are talking about here 300 pounds plus. And nutrition mistake number 5 was not having general knowledge of nutrition when I started. When I was just a young kid in school, nobody told me that you should monitor your calories. What proteins should you consume, what carbs, what fats, what should be the proportions of the macronutrients. We didn't have the clue at that time what we were doing. And it's very simple. If you want to bulk, you need a small calorie surplus. And then you must track your body weight. So in a given week, you don't need to gain that much. 100 to 200 grams is enough. If you want to cut down, once again, slight calorie deficit, and then observe your body weight. So you need to lose like 500 grams in a given week. And then just maintain this process over the long term and you will see your body change. Same with the macros. Protein, give or take 1 gram per pound of body weight. If you are in normal body fat levels, fats consume like 60 to 75 grams and rest carbs, simple as that. But nobody told us at that time. And also the food selection about you can still have the food that you enjoy. So you can eat chicken, you can eat beef, you can eat pasta, rice, potatoes, whatever. There are no clean or dirty foods here. The foods that you enjoy, that go well with your digestion, keep them in your diet. Just monitor calorie levels and macronutrient intakes. So now I'm switching to the mistakes that I did with my training. So training mistake number 1 was not following a program that has gotten proven results. Many times I didn't have a structured program in the very first place, so I did like chest and biceps every day, some stupid stuff like this. Or I did follow some programs where I didn't get any results, but I did hope that the results would come weeks or even months into the program, and I have wasted almost an entire year being on a program and not getting any results from it. So majority of the people should follow a standard protocol, which is 3 full body workouts a week, especially if you cannot bench 2 plates aside for repetitions. Simple as that. A very simple program. If you have a little bit more time and you are more experienced, okay, upper lower 2 times per week, standard split. No need to overcomplicate here things. Training mistake number 2 was being attached to certain lifts that did cause me harm. The squat is the perfect example. So I loved doing the squat. I wanted to progress on it, to increase my vertical jump, for example, or to get bigger legs. But I snapped up my lower back in total, no lie, about 7 times while performing the squat. So I tried everything. The back squat, the front squat, changing up the stance, pausing at the bottom, doing goblet squats. No matter how hard I struggled, time would come that I snapped up my lower back from this movement. It just didn't agree with my structure, and I had, before starting the squats, in the past already some lower back issues and injury. So yeah, it did take quite a lot of time where I decided, no, I can't do this exercise. It just messes up my body. I need to ditch it. So if you have certain lifts that don't agree with your body, causes you aches and pains, drop it. You can always find an alternative, especially if you are training for hypertrophy. Same as with deadlifts. I know that I have weakness there in my lower back. I don't even attempt to do them. Or the bent over barbell row already. I have tried it in the past. I snapped my back off it a couple of times. Then I'm sticking to a dumbbell row on the bench where my back is support. So yeah, you must know your body, what it agrees to and what it doesn't agree. Training mistake number 3 was not understanding the importance of frequency. Especially when you are a beginner, you must train in a very high frequency. So 3 workouts in a given week, full body. That's the way to go. If you cannot bench 2 plates aside, like I mentioned, 3 full body workouts is the way to go. And that way you can have a lot of time to practice your technique, practice your lifts, and you can do rapid progression. As a beginner or even novice, you can progress from workout to workout. So that's 3 workouts per week, 3 times to progress. If you are more advanced, okay, week to week, but still rapid progression at the very beginning. And you have a chance to practice there also the movements. And I had times where I was training a muscle group only once per week, then twice per week. No, at the very beginning stages, 3 times per week is the optimal frequency. Mistake number 4 was not switching to home workouts completely earlier. So there are very huge benefits in training at home. There are a little bit of disadvantages, but for me the advantages outweigh completely the negatives. Especially one regret when I didn't switch to home workouts is when I was living abroad, and then the place that I lived, there was only one gym available and the price was ridiculous. It was like 62 euros per month, and when you were living in a bigger city, you had the option to go to a gym with a cost of 20 euros per month for a membership. But I was living in a small town and I did overpay for this gym for 5 years. So yeah, it's like 3,000 to 4,000 euros just thrown out of the window. Especially I didn't make that good of progress in these 5 years. So yeah, for me, switching to home workouts is the way to go. It saves up time, so that's very important. Then of course the financial side, it saves a little bit. and then you have your peace of mind. You can do whatever you want to do, you can train whenever you want, you can listen to the music you like, you can film yourself here, no problems. Your gym, your rule. And mistake number 5 is a general mistake, so not having the basic knowledge of how to structure your training. So it's not complicated, like I did mention. Majority of people who are beginners, novices, should stick with the basic principles. So 3 full body workouts in a given week, doing the basic compound movements like the barbell bench press, pull-ups, chin-ups, dumbbell row, vertical press, the OHP, then some lateral raises, work for your rear delts, biceps, triceps, for the legs, either the squat or some variation of it. Then for the hamstrings, if you can agree with deadlifts, okay, do them, or a variation of them, or the leg curl, even the leg extension, calf raises, that's it. You don't need a lot of stuff here. And for example, the program that I'm doing now is very simple. I will break down one day of it for you. So I start off with the barbell bench, then I'm doing the chin-ups, after that the OHP, then the dumbbell row, then Bulgarian split squats, after that the leg extension and the leg curl. So that are my main compound movements, and I'm doing some supersets in between when I'm training legs. So lateral raises for the side delts, then the rear dumbbell flies for the rear delts, then bicep curls, tricep extensions, hanging ab raises, and standing calf raises. That's it. But the basic here is the compounds that I have mentioned, and the accessories are just on top. I would recommend either 3 full body workouts per week, or if you're more advanced, some variation of the upper lower split, or do both. One time full body, then one time upper lower. Possibilities are endless, but the golden standard, in my opinion, is still the 3 full body workouts per week. And then of course you need to know a little bit about the rest times, how many sets per week to do. So the recommendation of sets per muscle group is at minimum do like 10 sets, at maximum like 20 sets. So if you are a beginner, I don't recommend you to doing a lot of sets, so stick to this basic norm, 10 sets per week, and you are good to go. If you are more advanced, you can worry about increasing it later. And about the rep ranges, don't do too low of a rep, so 1, 2, 3 reps, it's too low. There's no need to do that. And also don't go too high, like 12 reps, 14, 16. Keep it simple. Somewhere in between 5, I would say, to 8 on some isolation exercises, maybe up to 12. That's the spectrum in which you should keep your rep range. So these are the 10 mistakes of my lifting career that I did regret in making. But yeah, I'm at my early 30s now, and still I managed to progress. So the following years will be very interesting to see. So the next video you can check out this one. Here I'm talking about my current bench press program, which has gotten me very good results. And that's it for today's video. I hope you have enjoyed watching it. See you soon next time. Bye.